a story. There's good guys versus good guys and heels versus heels, and it's really hard to grade them, I guess, but whatever.
The thing that really got me, too, is in the beginning, Team Raw was, like, arguing with who was going to be in first, and it looked like they were going to be the ones to fall apart, and then SmackDown just everybody shit their pants at the same time, and they called it a match. I don't know. It was dumb. Jey Uso trying to hold it in for the team was pretty cool. I liked that. I didn't like that they didn't let him pin anybody.
Same here. I told my son, I was like, he's going to take out 3 of them, and and there's going to be 2 left, and then
put
they'll
him
take him
between
out.
Braun Strowman and Keith Lee at the end. Yeah, that would be cool.
It's like, okay, he fought hard and diligently. Nobody could say he didn't, but in the end, it was just the numbers won.
Yeah. It's sad when not even Sheamus or Riddle got eliminated. Like, ugh.
Yeah. Agreed.
Then we had a non-title match. Man, that's the way the cookie crumbles on this pay-per-view. The SmackDown
no
Tag
stakes
Team
for anything.
The SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Street Profits, my boys, took down Raw Tag Team Champions, New Day. My boys more, and it really upset me when they did this.
Yeah, this one was high energy, strong in-ring content, and they actually had a little bit of a story in here, not going into it, but with Montez Ford's injured midsection, it kind of made for a pretty enjoyable match, I think. They did have the classic Survivor Series problem of being babyface versus babyface, but I think these 2 teams found a way to tell a story, and they told a story that never really made either of them have to play the stereotypical heels, and still made it an enjoyable match. So I think that's a testament to these guys, but I had to research who was the agent for this match, because you got to give a shout out to them. Pat Buck was apparently the agent for this, and I give him a lot of credit too for making 2 babyface teams have a really decent, very good match.
Yeah. I mean, it was good. I'm just mad that New Day, lost to the new kids in town, and Big E didn't do more to help them, and I don't know. I thought this was going to be just a feel-good last, big thing for the New Day, but it's just they're passing the torch. I guess I'm not ready for that yet.
It was nice to see the New Day come down together, so they aren't actually broken up. There's one's on one team and the other 2 are on the other team.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And I think I disagree with you. I think in a match like this where there are no stakes, I think it's awesome for the veterans to do the honors for the up-and-comers and give them a little rub.
Yeah.
Because they're not out anything.
It's mostly just me clinging to the past with the New Day. I love them. And
I hear you, man. In 2020,
I know it's all
we all
downhill
need to
for
cling to the
them
past.
from here, That's the sad part.
I'm hoping not, but I mean, you don't know.
Well, I mean, it's uphill for Xavier, and we'll get into that a little bit later in the show. But, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, then we had another non-title match, Paystee. United States champion Bobby Lashley defeated Intercontinental champion Sami Zayn with a full Nelson.
Yeah,
I like that he's bringing back the full Nelson.
The Master Lock, yes.
You don't see enough. The sleeper's getting brought back, and the full Nelson's getting brought back, and I'm loving it. I like it. Those are moves that should be able to. The full Nelson
is a good move. It's easy to do on somebody. It doesn't really cause any damage, and it looks brutal.
It's a realistic move. I've used a full Nelson in street fights.
Oh yeah. I've broken up lots of fights at parties. That's my go-to to break up fights at parties. That boom, immobilize. I can immobilize a guy bigger than me easy with that move. It's great.
Yeah. What do you got on this one? Anything?
Like I said, I didn't even see it. I was probably still upset about New Day losing. And upset about the way that the first match went. I don't know. At this point, I had that sour taste in my mouth. I'm like, this is just going to be a shit show. And so to me, it was.
Well, I feel like this was basically a squash match, but I thought it was a kind of fun squash match with Lashley just dominating Zayn all the time. But at the end of the match, the IC champ, had a somewhat logical complaint about the interference of MVP. So if you didn't see it, Paystee, I don't know if you caught any recaps. Basically, Zayn was taking a powder. He left the ring and walked off for a little bit to the ramp. And MVP just put his leg out enough to trip Sami Zayn and then threw him back in the ring. And that was when Bobby Lashley got him and took him out. So I think that was kind of cool that the heel's going to whine, but he had a little bit of a reason to. And, you know, it moves Zayn's paranoia angle going forward, too. So it at least advances that story.
Yeah, I think so. Little bit of a short match, and I don't think we get to see any of his, like, sheer genius.
No. I gave it a C+. I mean, it happened.
Yep. It's hard to give these matches good grades when they don't mean anything. They don't go anywhere, and it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Then we had the non-title SmackDown Women's Championship winner Sasha Banks defeating the Raw Women's Champion Asuka.
I think it's impossible for these two to have a bad match, Paystee.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's impossible. This match, the chemistry was the best in the whole show between these two, out of anybody else. And they hit their reversals and counters, and they did a lot of actual, like, chain wrestling that I think some of the younger talents would probably kind of stumble through. Actually, I've seen younger talents kind of stumble through and maybe not quite connect and stuff. And I don't know. This one kept me on the edge of my seat. I figured either person could win. I think Banks winning was kind of the right move. You know, she's the newer champ. It helps solidify her title.
She's defended
Asuka's
championship twice now and kept it, which is a big move for her.
Yeah, it is. And Asuka, you know, she's been at the top of the Raw for a while. And to be honest, WWE doesn't seem to have any focus on Asuka anyways, so it kind of seemed like a no-brainer to me. Sorry, Paystee, because you picked Asuka, but I think it... Yeah, I really liked this one. I gave this an A grade. I loved this.
It was solid. Like I said, the rest of the show was dragging.
You already...
I had already made up my mind about this show. I knew they were putting everything into... At this point, I knew for a fact Reigns and McIntyre was going to be the best thing to watch, and so there was really no point to care until then. But I'm not going to take anything away from these women. You know, and Sasha now has defended her title twice, and that's a great thing. But there's one thing she's forgetting, and that's she may have defended her title successfully, but she hasn't done it against Charlotte Flair. Here we go, WrestleMania. Let's fuck that Bayley Sasha storyline and put Charlotte in her place. I'm for it. Honestly, I could complain that I haven't had enough Charlotte Flair this year.
You know, I can say that I haven't had too much of her, so that's good. You know, I'm not going to say I haven't had enough, but I can definitely say she hasn't been oversaturated like she has in the past. Mm-hmm. And if we want to talk about oversaturation of women wrestlers, Paystee, boy, this is the perfect segue because we got the Women's Survivor Series match. Team Raw, comprised of Lacey Evans, Lana, Nia Jax, Peyton Royce, and Shayna Baszler, defeated Team SmackDown, composed of Bayley, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Natalya, and Ruby Riott. Oh, they could have done something great with this match.
You know, it started out good.
It started out good.
I think Bayley taking charge of the team, seeming kind of heel, but actually uniting the team, was good. You know, I thought going into this, hey, at least I'll get to see Lana go through a table. I didn't get that.
Didn't get to see Lana do anything, did you?
I got to see her win the match, I guess.
So the eliminations go. Peyton Royce surprisingly eliminated Bayley first. So in the men's we had Seth Rollins out first, and in the women's we had Bayley out first. I don't think anybody would have seen that coming.
Right? Yeah.
Natalya with a sharpshooter took out Peyton Royce. Natalya was eliminated by Lacey Evans. Baszler tapped out Ruby Riott. Liv took out Evans. Jax, Samoan dropped Liv Morgan out of the match. Baszler got herself DQ'd when she would not release a Kirifuda clutch on Bianca Belair. And then Jax and the EST of WWE brawled on the outside, getting them both counted out and leaving Lana, who was the only wrestler to never enter the match, as the sole survivor.
Not to say she didn't try to enter the match. Nia wouldn't let her.
You sit on the stairs. It was lame. The finish was very lame. The one thing I will say, it works for Lana's story.
Yeah. I mean,
but out of everybody,
something. It's better than Rusev's story.
Yeah, that's true. But honestly, out of everybody in this match, I think any one of them I'd rather see a story advanced than Lana. So
yeah.
Bianca Belair was phenomenal the whole match, and other than that, everyone else was kind of wasted in this match, I feel.
Yeah, there wasn't nothing really to write home about on it, other than holy shit, Lana won the match. That's ridiculous and stupid. Aren't we glad we saw that? Hey guys, remember Titus World Slide?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the point of this was. I don't know why this couldn't have been the first match. They probably would have started the show off better, I think, and then have the disappointing men's match later.
I honestly don't know either way.
I think they were damned either way. Yeah.
They were.
Yeah. It wasn't a good show. It wasn't a good feeling show.
No.
And then we had the best match of the night. Non-title match.
I wouldn't say that, but
well,
it was a match.
It was, yeah. Universal Champion Roman Reigns defeating Drew McIntyre by technical submission. And these two really fought in a mirror for 25 minutes. It was good, don't get me wrong. I just would rather watch Kenny Omega wrestle a blow-up doll.
I mean, let's be honest, though. WWE is doing the right thing by Reigns right now.
Yeah.
He's finally somebody that not only is he enjoyable watching, but you look forward, at least for me, I look forward to these Reigns matches.
The best thing is that they're doing the right thing that would get the fans popping in a time when they could totally just have Roman Reigns the way he was and just pipe in the cheers. You know?
Yeah, like they did for Undertaker. We'll talk about.
Oh, yeah. We're getting
But
there.
I think you could honestly say this tribal chief has been part of some of the best matches in WWE all year.
It's the best thing in WWE in a long time.
Oh, yeah, yeah. In this match, he was a dominant antagonist, and McIntyre, he came out as the ballsy, resilient face, you know. And you had him lose due to Jey Uso interfering, so there's that.
Also, once again, I have to point out, before Roman went away and came back this badass heel that everybody loves, Bray Wyatt put him in Mandible Claw. Bray changed him. Yep.
And I actually have in my notes right here about the exact same thing you said, Paystee, is the Tribal Chief story is as good as anything WWE has produced in many years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this match actually helped advance, it helped showcase Galloway's, slept-on abilities. I think.
Yeah, he did more than 3 moves.
Yeah.
I'll give it credit. They actually did some stuff. 2 guys that aren't known for much did some good stuff.
My last note I have here is probably gonna be divisive, I'm sure, but I said this was a legitimate main event fit for any show, but unfortunately it had to follow 2 amazing veterans in Sasha and Asuka, and 2 of the top teams in WWE. One of them trying to prove that they are worthy, and the other trying to prove that they're still relevant. So I don't think this one was quite as good as the Asuka, Sasha, or the tag team match. But I did enjoy it. I gave it an A- grade. I thought it was awesome. It just had some good competition, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, I sat through
and
the
that's
first
just my
time
personal opinion.
And I noticed it was a long match, and I rewound it. I'm like, I got to pay attention to this. And it's just, I don't know. They're too similar, and I'm always going to see it like that. And so I'm glad they're on different shows.
I can see how the Samoan and the Irishman are very similar to you, Paystee.
So similar.
And then before we give our final thoughts on